Welcome into another episode of The Well. I'm Drew.
And I'm Kat.
Today we're going to be talking about us. Not that we don't
We
talk
are.
about us every day. Well, actually, maybe it's not every day. I'd like to
Well, we don't.
podcast every day. I just don't know if anyone would listen every day.
Y'all can let us know in the comments.
Speaking of comments, make sure you
Yes.
like, subscribe, follow. It really helps the page out. It costs nothing. It's free to hit that subscribe button, that follow button, that like button. Again, it really helps the page out and keeps us growing. So we appreciate all the support we've been getting and appreciate the likes, the follows, and the subscriptions. So on that case,
That note.
yes, on that note, I've been having trouble with words lately. I don't know.
Case note.
Yeah, it's been bizarre. I feel like I've just been struggling with words. And I talk an awful lot, but for some reason the word I feel like I'm becoming more and more like you where my brain just doesn't connect to my mouth correctly. So,
It's because you have too
LeMay,
much in it.
LeMay.
And for anybody that doesn't know that joke, one day I said LeMay instead of lame, and I knew that word was not correct when it came out of my mouth, but was at a loss.
You rolled with it though.
Continue. I did. I did.
Continue. Yes. See, I didn't drink out of my well mug this morning. I am drinking out of my coffee pot,
But
but
I love that one. It's so funny.
yeah. But if anybody needs any well merch, we do have mugs and candles and T-shirts and other fun stuff if you check out our store.
We
That
do.
also supports the show. So I thought we would talk about, now we've been in a relationship for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And like most couples, there's ups and downs. I don't feel like we've had a lot of downs. We've been very fortunate in our time together. Wow, maybe not.
Downs
Maybe
in
not.
our
Maybe I was wrong.
relationship or in general?
Life has shit on us for many, many years, but for us, like you and I, we've been pretty solid.
That is true. Facts.
So I take that
Relationship
win
goal.
and I ride that
Yes.
win because I think it's important. And if
Mhm.
nothing has taught me from many failed relationships is the constant working together, being a
Yes.
team. Let's be
Yeah.
corny. We're a team, right? But it does work out that way. If you're not teaming, you're on opposite
Teaming.
ends of the team.
2 is a team.
Do you, speaking of teams, right?
Yes.
Points. Do you keep a tally in your head for the things that you do? Like, hey, I'm doing all this stuff and you're sitting your ass on the couch eating potato chips every day.
Subconsciously, I do.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I think it's just human nature, maybe, but I would love to know if other couples keep tallies. I think that's pretty basic as far as I think everyone keeps tallies. You do it with your friends, your family, your spouse. But what particular things do you like take point on? Like, oh, I scored 5 points today because I did the dishes, I made the bed, I cleaned the toilets, I swept the floor, and I did an oil change in my car.
This is why I like to do everything myself. No, I'm kidding. I should give context because I said I do subconsciously keep a tally, but honestly, it's and maybe other people do this. I think when you are a giver in a relationship, or whether you and your partner are givers, at some point in the relationship, if you notice that your partner is not giving, like you kind of feel it, it's like they feel they're withdrawn, or they don't participate in household chores, or, as much. Then if you don't say anything, you start thinking to yourself, well, I'm getting kind of tired, and, I did this thing last year and I'm always doing this. And, I just spent last weekend doing this. But for me, it's like very short lived and it's very rare.
Yeah, well, you do have a goldfish brain. So,
Yeah, and then that's the beauty. Like you always say, that's the beauty of me is that I don't have the memory capacity to keep score or tally. And honestly, I don't really care until I do. But it takes me a long time to get to a point where I'm like, okay, if you're slacking off in the relationship, it takes me a long time to get to a point where I'm like, okay, that's not working. But I think we're really
so
good at communicating too.
yeah, agreed. But does it, I think this is kind of where you and I differ quite a bit, maybe not quite a bit. And it takes a lot of emotional investment or horsepower for me to not become this way. Like it turns into pettiness, right? Like, if you start to keep tallies on things, it can turn into this petty kind of, well, I
Toxic.
always text you first. you never text me
Oh
first,
gosh,
or,
I can't
you
do
know,
that.
I drove last time, it's your turn to drive, or,
Yeah.
I planned this, I planned the last 2 date nights, now you have to plan the next 2. And I think it's one of the nice things about you is you don't do that. Even though you may keep a subconscious tally, you don't turn it into a pettiness, but I could see if it was a constant nagging theme, it could turn that way. Or maybe I should ask you, do you ever feel this petty behavior that, wow, I'm doing so much more and you're just doing nothing?
I feel like this is a very complicated topic, or not complicated, complex.
I almost spit out my coffee on
Are
that
you
one.
okay there?
I wasn't expecting this to be a complex topic, but
No, but I think it is. I think, because you and I have both had previous I mean, we've had relationships in the past, and I have had relationships where I have kept a tally, but I have to say I don't think that I truly loved that whoever I was with, because I wasn't, it's like that Bible verse, love covers all things, like all transgressions, and it does, but it doesn't. I know it sounds weird to say that, but I think if you're a giver in a relationship and you're with someone that's not a giver, that's more of a taker, that's an imbalance. And you have to have a balance in the relationship. And maybe I just simplified a complex topic, and if you really love that person, you're not going to keep, in my opinion, you're not going to keep score. You're not going to keep a tally of, well, you didn't say good morning to me. You didn't make the bed. I don't know. I just feel like that's not love.
I could see that. And I've been on the opposite end where I've been the couch potato, the non-engaged partner where, feeling like the other person is doing the heavy lifting. So,
But
and
did you
I
know it
think,
at the time?
yeah, yes.
Yeah. So
I think I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say, I think it's a cop out to say that you're not self aware that you're doing it, right? I think it's a way to skate around that. You have to know if you're literally watching somebody do all the effort and all the work and you don't feel a certain way about it, like guilty or you should be doing more. There's not much hope there, in my opinion. I don't know how you can do, or you really have a dislike for the person and you're standing on principle. You're just literally
right,
being
right.
stubborn because you're not willing to work through whatever the issue is.
Yeah. I would also throw in an additional factor. Sometimes there's a lot of immaturity. People young or older just are not very mature, and I'm not saying we are. I mean, we've had a lot of hard knocks in life, and we've I think you and I both have chosen to learn even though it's much later in life. But I think too, like I look back on my marriage previously, and I think I probably could have done certain things differently. Or I know in certain relationships, I would be not petty, but I would tally things, and I probably could have done a better job communicating. So I think there are lots of factors that play into it. But what I love about us is like our relationship is that, oh my gosh, I love you to death. And, I know you love me. And I feel like when we're hurting or we're drained or we're tired or we're frustrated or we're drained, I'll say that word again, from the world, and you and I, like, one of us can't do, then the other one does, and that's just how we work. But we often work as a team, going back to what you said in the beginning. So
What's gonna work?
we share life.
Teamwork. What's gonna work?
We're
Teamwork.
team. You laugh or I laugh, but it's true. You
Hey,
are
the
a
Wonder
team.
Pets have absolutely taught us about teamwork. Um,
Mhm.
so do you feel that when you're kind of balancing these thoughts in your head, do you equate them to like physical or emotional? Like, do you tally between the two? Are you more physically available? Or if that person's not physically available, but emotionally available, are you like, I wish you would be more physical, or I wish you would provide more listening or caring, or, make the bed versus, just
That's a
being a
really
good
good question.
listener?
That's a really good question. I feel like it's both sometimes. So One thing I would say is I think it's really important to know what your love language or love languages are so that you can understand what you need from your partner. I know it sounds silly taking a quiz, but it's the same with like a personality test. If you haven't taken a personality test, take a personality test. It will tell you so much about yourself. And I think the love language test will also tell you about yourself and what you need from someone in a relationship. So I don't care about gifts. I'm not a gift person. I'm more of a spend time with me, and I like affection, like physical touch, and I like to do things together. So if I feel like, and I feel like both of us over the years that we've been together, like we ebb and flow, right? Depending on external circumstances or family circumstances. Like sometimes we're just really drained and we're not super physical and affectionate. Like we kind of go off and do our own things, but it's always temporary, and I know it's always temporary. Or we don't, we'll have times where we may not talk a whole lot and we talk all the time, but I feel for the most part, we're pretty balanced.
I guess it depends on how you equate balance. I'm going to out you a little bit. In this stage of your life, you require a lot of emotional and physical support. Um, particularly if we
But
say
do you
if
Wait,
go
wait,
ahead.
wait, wait. But do you feel like, I mean, even though like we had, like I am going through menopause, perimenopause, like my needs have changed. And I think everybody's needs change through different seasons of your life and in your relationship. So you have to kind of adapt. But I go back to, if you really love each other, you're going to adapt. If you're
Yeah,
getting things from each other, you're giving to each other, you can, I feel like it just works. I don't know how to describe it.
I'm almost afraid to say the next thing, but
You
I'm
can
going to
say
say
it.
it.
I'll just be mad at you later.
No, it's not against
Kidding.
you. It's just being on the other side of being supportive of someone going through perimenopause or menopause. I mean, no one prepares a woman to go through menopause, but also no one
No,
prepares their partner on how
no,
to best support
absolutely not.
somebody going through the change, right? So the other night, for example, you were having a bad day and
Actually, it was the entire
literally
day.
yeah, it
It was
was
so bad.
anger to crying to anger to crying to
I don't
anger
think I was
to
angry.
cry.
I was sad. I was like
Y you
reflecting
had a
on
s
years
I
of
think the day
life and
before yeah, the day before you had a little bit of an edge to you, but it's that mood swing where literally,
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
2 days prior, you were having the best days of you were just like, "This is great. I feel great. I'm motivated. I can
I'm
do th" like,
amazing. I can run
literally
through walls.
it's like you're on crystal meth, like
Yeah, it
literally
really
running
is
around and could
scary.
do anything and everything. You're so productive. And then all of a sudden, someone kicks you off the ledge and you're
That's right.
falling,
And
at
I
a
lay
high rate
flat
of
on my
speed.
face
Yeah.
and I just stay
So
there.
I have to say, it's hard it's hard to watch. And I'm
Thing.
very empathetic. I don't want anyone to think that I'm like comparing. I could not, it's why men don't go through this because I don't think we could actually handle it. So, but it's hard, and I don't think enough people talk about both sides of it, right? Like, you've found some support groups where women are talking about this, and you find some comfort in that, but it's
And friends
disappointing
too.
because there's not a lot of solution, and I
No,
think
there's no fixing it.
men shrug it off like, "Oh, yeah, she's just, going through it," or blah,
She's
blah, blah.
crazy. Yeah.
But I don't like, I think it's important that I mean, we talk about it a lot. You and
Yeah, we
I
do.
talk about it a lot
Daily.
because I always wanna know what's going on
Mhm.
because I think it's important that you feel comfortable to talk about it, and we joke about it, like, I make fun of you for it, I tease you about it,
Which
which
is
is mean,
annoying.
but it's
It
all
depends on the day how I
yeah, I
take it.
mean,
But I
as you're
wasn't
sitting there,
always
like, eating a
communicating.
gallon of ice cream and,
No,
and then
it's
putting the ice cream back in the refrigerator, which
or the
then
pantry.
realize, yeah, "Hey, this doesn't go in here."
Yeah. Yeah. I will say though that I wasn't always great at communicating what was going on. I felt
True.
like, and I feel like this kind of stuff in relationships is different for every single relationship. So I can't speak to anybody else's relationship, but I can tell you what I've experienced with us. And I wasn't very good at communicating because I felt bad. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to burden you with, I'm feeling weird, or I'm feeling angry and I don't know why, or I'm having a nightmare in the middle of the night and I'm going, "Oh."
Yeah. We'll have to talk about dreams, Catherine and her dreams, and
Yeah.
like
Oh my gosh.
screaming at the top of her
It's
lungs or
rare
making this
though. It's rare.
weird, it's not rare enough. Like, I'd like it to not happen
It's
anymore.
a horrible, and I bet other women can attest to this, and post in comments if you can. But when I'll have like once a month, I'll have like a really scary nightmare, and I'm like hyperventilating in my sleep, and it's hormonal fluctuations. That's all it is. But we've really had to work at it. I mean, I've had to really, because I come from a family where we don't confront each other a lot. Like we don't, no one likes confrontation in my family. And so, and you are the opposite. You're like, I come from a family where we confront each other minute by minute, you know?
Ugh.
And so bringing that together, I've had to learn that when you confront, it's not personal because I used to take everything so personal, like I'd be like, what can I do to fix it? And then I'd have to learn how to communicate to you and feel like it's not a confrontation. I'm explaining to you how I'm feeling.
I don't
And
feel
we've
like I'm
gotten
confrontational with you about it.
no,
I
no
press
when
you.
yeah, not confrontational in a
And the
bad
trigger for
way.
me, yeah, and the trigger for me is when you're like, "I'm fine," and your
Yeah,
face
being
is
quiet
reading,
is not good
yeah, "I'm fine,
because
it's fine,
something's
absolutely
wrong.
fine," and I know you're absolutely not fine, so
But
we
why
do
do we
the
play this
dance,
game?
we do
Like, why?
because of subconsciously, you're like, "I don't wanna burden you, I don't wanna,"
Yeah,
or
true.
you're just not ready to talk about it, and we have talked about this as far as saying that, "Hey, listen, I got something going on, I just can't articulate it right now, I need some time to
Yes.
process it."
And that was probably a couple of years ago. I started saying that to you a lot because I was like, something feels weird and I can't describe it. I don't know what it is and I don't know why I'm feeling this way. And you're like, okay, well, that was information at least,
And I think tone has a lot to do with it, right? Like,
It
if I constantly say,
does.
"What's wrong with you? Why are
Yeah.
you acting this way?
Yeah.
What's your
Right.
problem?" Right? Like, I feel like that is so triggering that it makes people shut down as opposed to, "Are you okay? Do you need
Yes.
anything? Is there anything I
Yeah.
can do for you? You're looking like something you're upset," you know?
Yeah.
So I think the approach is important, but also when you're going through the change, sometimes there is no right
Back
approach.
off.
Everything's wrong, right? Like, retreat
Yeah.
is the only option and hide. Like, literally go
Yes.
hide.
But I can't tell you how important, I mean, you bring up an excellent point, tone, especially for women when they're feeling angry and they don't know why, and I used to tell you all the time, I'm like, when I'm feeling that crazy, or I'm feeling sad, I just like to be hugged. I don't even like, you don't have to talk. I just need to be hugged and I need someone to say, everything's fine. Everything's okay. You know, but we've worked at it. I mean, we've really had to work at it to get to a point, because I started when I was 30. How old was I? 38 when I
Yeah, you
first
started
started
early.
symptoms. I went into it early and I didn't know what was happening. And
No one did.
it was
You were
bad.
going
It was
crazy. It
bad.
was because you were now, just a little backstory. Catherine's personality is super bubbly, positive, very caring, nurturing, but not over the top. Like, she just has
Mm.
a very, like, a beautiful niceness about
Oh,
her that
thanks.
draws people in. And all of a sudden, it changed. Not that you were mean, you just became withdrawn, depressed, sad. Like, your emotions went,
Angry.
like, literally someone, I don't even like, messed around with the wiring and it just was sparking all
It
over the
is.
place. You
It
just
is
couldn't,
just like that.
or literally someone sat you in a dark room and told you to go find the outlet with the cord, right? And here you are
Uh-uh.
just stabbing the wall trying to find the
Yeah.
outlet.
And it's awful. I feel so bad for women going through this. I actually just had a conversation with a friend the other day about it. She's younger than me. I feel bad for you all, you know, whoever your partner is supporting you, and a lot of men or partners in general, like you said, they don't understand what's happening. So their indifference makes you feel that they don't care, and a lot of times that's not the case. They just have no clue what's going on inside your head. So
Or
communication
fear.
has been, yeah, true.
I mean, honestly,
That's true
it's probably
too.
a lot of fear.
Yeah. So I feel like You really have to communicate. You really you have to tell, like, I tell you everything, pretty much everything that's in my head. Like, we don't, or at least I don't keep secrets anymore, or like try to hide how I feel, because if you know how I'm feeling, you know how to respond appropriately, and you're not, like, I'll never forget, used to make fun of me, or the kids would make fun of me, or we would joke, right? Like, we kind of poke at each other. And on certain days, that was not a good idea. And I would get
Yes.
so offended, and my feelings would be so hurt. And I'm like, why am I feeling so sensitive? So it's a wild ride for sure. You poor thing. Thanks for sticking it out.
No, I listen, I am not complaining. I wouldn't as I've said to you countless times, it's tough to watch, it's tough to support, but that's easy compared to what you're going through. So, to me,
Which is
it's
so sweet
not
that
even
you say that all
comparable.
the time.
And that's not I mean, I really do try and support the best way I can, and it's a lot of experimentation. So, just
I
trying
feel
to
like we have
figure
a good
out.
good thing now, though. We've got a good process.
Yeah, yeah,
You
and
know when I'm gonna be manic and super hyper productive, and then you know when I'm crashing and I cry all day because 'cause I'm like, "I miss my childhood days. I miss my parents are getting older. That actor died. I'm so sad. I can't fit in my clothes."
And I
Yeah,
also know when, it's time to get you in the car and go to Baskin Robbins and buy
or
you an
Home Goods.
entire ice cream cake or Home
So
Goods
true.
so you can buy
See,
yourself
that's
something,
love.
so
I love you.
it's good to have a plan. Like,
Yeah,
something will get them out, and I think that's also uncharted waters, and you brought this up before, working at things. And work
yes.
sometimes has like a negative connotation to it, right? Like we go to work, we work to support ourselves, but this is the type of work you should do, right? This is the type of work. It doesn't have any monetary value, but the emotional value that it provides and the relationship building that it creates is so good.
That's
Right? Like,
very
if you can
true.
really figure out effective ways of communicating, and I think, after all these years, I mean, we brought this up on the podcast before. We talk every night. Every single night,
Yeah, and
we
and
have a
even in
chat.
the mornings, we lay there, like this morning at the
Yeah.
looking at the ceiling. And what did I bring up? I'm like, "Hey, did you see that new conference that's coming to town? Let's go."
Well, I think I brought it up because I'm like, I saw the ceiling fan and I'm like, it looks like
Oh,
Patrick
that's
Star.
right.
Every time I wake up, stare up and I
So
see the
random.
the ceiling, and you're like, hey, should we go to a SpongeBob thing? And I'm like, no,
Oh, that's
I don't
right,
think
that's
we
right.
need to go there. But the ceiling fan reminds me of Patrick Star. So shout out to Patrick. But yeah, I think also keeping things light is helpful too. I mean, we're living
Yes.
in very heavy times.
Alright.
So finding a bit of lightness and just saying that the
Levity
ceiling fan looks like Patrick Star, or, you
from
know,
SpongeBob,
talking about nostalgia stuff, which we've been doing a lot on the podcast. So hopefully
which
everyone
is
is
so
enjoying the
fun.
nostalgia piece. It is, it is. But we're
It's
trying to
been
mix
so fun.
everything up too.
Yeah.
We don't quite want to, we're not just about nostalgia. So,
But
I think,
I wanted to interject that you and I both are willing to do the work. Like, we're willing to invest in the relationship. Like, I hardly ever feel like it is unbalanced. Maybe like 3 or 4 times in our entire relationship have I ever felt like that. But then I'll say something and then it course corrects.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I've never felt imbalanced. I mean,
That's because 'cause I'm amazing.
yeah, I mean, you definitely pull
Just
more
kidding.
weight. I think we just pull different kinds of weight, but no, you do a lot. I mean, I won't deny
We
that.
do a lot. Teamwork, teamwork.
It's hot to touch. But I think to the point,
Yes.
it's not what we say, it's how we say it. So I think
Yes.
that's also very important.
And we also know we don't wanna be alone in life, you know? We're getting old. No, I'm just kidding, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. No, it's ironic because, we've had our younger years with lots of, like, lessons learned, and now it's like, "Hey, we found each other. Welcome to menopause."
Yeah, right? Like
It is
it's a cruel
ironic. God
joke.
has a sense of humor. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Here's to the teen years, with the kids and, the craziness out in the world right now. and the job market and, your health and your physical and mental well-being. But we found each other. So, on the bright side, I would say
Yeah. Now I get to
I
watch
would
you
be,
suffer. It's great.
no, you have to look at it as we have each other to get through the hard times. So it's good.
So you're a person that builds up towards the blow up, right? Like you may not
Yeah,
call it out, but
unfortunately.
you kind of harbor these things away. Not that you don't throw anything in anybody's face, but it does build up to a boiling point. So I'm going to go through a couple things that may trigger that. So I'll
Now
do
or
it
not?
later. Listen, I know I am so guilty of this, right? Hey, you
Yes.
want to do this? I'll do it later.
I
Like,
can't
how long
stand
did
it.
it take me to organize this until you got involved? Like that sneaker room was not getting organized, right? Like it
Yeah.
just
Okay,
wasn't
and
happening.
talk about how long that took to get okay, so it's all organized now in the sneaker room. Sneaker room. How long did it take to get
When we
to
started to
done
move the
from
boxes,
when
or it
we started talking about it?
was like 6, 7 months,
Longer.
a year.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yes. Listen, I don't want to peak too early, right? I like to build up. I was developing the plan, and then I had to
Right.
re-engineer the plan, and then I had to scrap that plan, and then I had to go back to create a new plan, and then I didn't like that new plan, so I went back to the old
Shh.
plan.
Ladies out there, I know you can relate. I talk to women all the time. I know y'all can relate. So shout out to you all women who are super patient with your partner. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm patient, but it's that age old meme that's on Instagram or wherever. I'm sure it's everywhere now, where it's like, actually, I've seen even like reels of other couples that reenact it. It's like you ask your husband to do something, and after 5 minutes, she comes back in the room and she sees it's not done. He's still sitting there, and she's like, "Never mind, I'll do it myself." Because I feel like women, well, maybe not women, but I know for me personally, I have a long list of crap to do and I don't want to revisit it. So I want to mark it off as done. That's why I'm so adamant about, like, I want to mark it off as done. I need to move on to the next task. It's like if you ask your kids to go change a light bulb, you know, and you go upstairs and the light bulb hasn't been changed. And it's like literally it takes 5 seconds to get a light bulb and unscrew it and put the new one
You
in.
have a weird thing with light bulbs. I'm gonna out you on that. Like
I like
you
light.
cannot like literally if a light bulb is out, you could feel the angst
Yeah.
coming off of your body. Like
I need
there's
order.
yeah, I mean, the other
It
day
has to
I
work
noticed
properly.
I didn't even have an opportunity to change the light bulb. I had a
Oh,
light
no.
out in my fixture. Like
Yeah.
I blinked and it was replaced. Like you were so fast. I didn't even I mean, it was crazy. I was just like, "What?
Yeah,
Huh?"
actually, you were standing there. I was like, "I'll be right back." And then I ran
I
and got
was
the
like,
light bulb
"What?"
and came back.
I think I was in the shower. Like you did a sneak attack.
I did, I did.
It's out. Brrr. So,
Yeah. I
yes,
don't know
but
why I'm like that. Well, I know I'm like
I
that,
do.
and I'm
I know why you're like that.
why?
I think it has to do with Becca and making sure there's enough light, and you're just all conditioned to put a lot of lights
Actually,
on in the
no.
house.
That's No, I was saying in general why I'm so adamant about completing a task.
I thought you meant
Because
about the lights. Sorry.
I had Becca when I was young, and so I had to manage my time. And then I'm just used to having to do stuff all the time. Or I was used to having to do things all the time, and I was like, I don't know, I kind of trained myself that procrastination was a bad thing.
Gosh, I wish I could train myself to do that.
I used to get so much anxiety about it, and it would loom. I even still, like, I had a recent project with a client and I put it off, and I literally couldn't go to sleep because I kept thinking, I was like, I gotta get that. And you remember, it was like a week
Oh
or two
yeah.
ago, and I was like, I gotta get this done. I gotta get it done. I'm freaking out. I'm gonna like I feel like I'll probably have a heart attack at some point because I'll
Please
be
don't
so
say that.
stressed. No, I
No,
won't. I
no,
won't.
we're not having a heart attack. But yes, I think, but the buildup to all this, when you finally kind of blow a gasket, are there any other things besides? I know you don't like procrastination, and I am the king of procrastination. Just, but I'll ask for help, and I'm not happy about it. I mean, I get grumpy when it came to organizing things, just because I don't know, I don't know why it is. I'm just mentally ill, I guess. But as far as, not acknowledging effort, right? Leaving stuff almost done, like, hey, I almost got it done, but it's not finished. Like that could be
Mhm.
annoying. This used to bother me way back in the day when, let's just say, you get into an argument and you see your other person, and this is very immature, being very active on social media, but not talking to you, right? Like
Yeah.
just that level of
Yeah.
pettiness. You're just like, really? Really? This is the way you're going to stick it to me? You're going to just like
Uh-uh.
post a ton now, go on a posting rage or rage
I can't
posting?
stand that. Yeah.
So when you have to monitor the temperature of your relationship through social media, in my opinion, it's a real bad thing, right? Like that's not
Yeah,
a
you shouldn't be
healthy
together.
data point. Well, I don't know
No,
about that.
I'm
It's
kidding,
a
I'm
it's a
kidding.
moment in time where something you need to talk about something.
Yeah, communication.
So let's talk about like honesty, which is a
Mhm.
weird point of entry, but do you like brutal honesty or do you just want like peace? Right? Like, just let it go. I don't need to hear this, or I don't need to understand this.
That's a good
Or is that
question.
just too of an abstract question?
No, I mean, I feel like we're always honest with each other. And I guess I would have to give some examples, but I also don't want you to be like, "Hey, like your neck is sagging."
The gully gully.
Yeah. I'm like, "I am aware that there are issues with my body and I don't need you to point it out and be honest." That's not the
Got it.
honesty I'm looking at.
Got it. So
Yeah.
so that kind of leads into, so what's better, calling it out or kind of letting it go? So
Well, it's not that important, so I would let it go. But some things are important, right? Like some things you need to be honest. Like I would say it's more like if you're feeling like we're not connecting, or if you're worried about something, or you've got a problem with a family member or, whatever, like the more serious stuff, yes. But I'm the type of person I'm like, I need you to tell me what's happening so I can fix it. Or so we
yeah,
can
but then
fix it.
then then you go to your cooking and I watch you cook and it's like I'm going to use the smallest pot possible to make a large amount of
That I don't
pasta
wanna
or
fix.
yeah, clearly and I can't resist pointing that out.
Yeah,
So, which I know is
I
irritating.
I I get irritated in the moment, but at the same time, I know you're correct. I just like using a small pot to make my pasta. I don't like using a
It
big
makes
pot.
no
Okay,
sense.
who else uses a big pot versus a small pot? It takes
No
forever
one.
to boil the water.
But you need the water to like it's clear on
I
the
know,
instructions and
but this
the
is why you're the
pasta
chef.
no.
Don't watch me.
It's kinda hard. Our house is not all that big, so if you're kinda meandering around, it's
And the kitchen
yeah, the
is, like, in the middle of the wherever everybody's
yeah.
walking to.
This house is designed. We should talk about this house in an
No,
episode,
we
how
shouldn't.
silly the design is of this house and how just tiny everything is, but I
Yeah.
literally feel like this house was built in the '30s where things were just super tiny, but any case. So honesty, yes. And then
Uh-huh.
when you have your, like, boiling point, when you hit that moment, it's kind of
Mhm.
interesting to watch. You're one of the few people that is like this. You have 10 minutes of just explosive anger, but not bad. You don't get, like, mean or nasty.
I got real bad once,
It
but that was
happens.
more recent. But that was because I was having a hormonal day.
Yes. Well, you can't blame everything on hormones, but that day you can. You can, because that's
No,
not
go
fair.
ahead.
But you have a very short-lived temper, and then it's crazy. It's like rain in Florida. Sorry,
Uh,
Florida.
uh-huh.
All of a sudden the sky will get gray and it'll pour. And then 10 minutes later, it's the sun is out and it's beautiful. That is your
Yeah.
anger pattern. It'll pour and everyone, runs away and takes cover. And then when the sun comes out, we're back in business. And there is no reminder of this anger. And there's so many examples where literally you've done it with the kids, where you just blow up and have like a complete meltdown and then everything's fine. So it's kind of it's wild to watch because I have my anger festers. Like it doesn't dissipate and I
Mhm.
become petty and I'll find every kind of thing wrong before and after and it just keeps building and there's no relief. There's no release
You're not
valve.
like that.
So,
You're not more though,
no, I try not to be. It's
or at
hard.
least I don't
I
think
have to
you are.
say. Well, it's work. it's work. And also, I think as you get older,
Yeah.
you just get more tired of being pissy all the time. So,
Yeah.
and you're pretty easy as far as the fix, right? Like you said, physical touch and a hug, and it's kind of just over with. So, and a lot of things that we have a blow up about isn't actually about what's going on in that very moment. It's a culmination of things that you've been stressed out
Usually.
about and dealing
Yeah.
with, and you know you'll feel better. So I'm happy to be the punching bag for the 10 minutes that's needed. So
Aw,
no, I think it's
makes
important.
me
I think
sad.
why?
I want you to be the punching bag.
It's a metaphor, right? It's a
Thanks.
metaphor. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw the wrench in the spoke right now. Jeez, just shut the
No, it's
convo down.
okay.
Just shut the convo down. So,
No,
but
you
I
didn't.
think has our relationship improved since there's nothing to watch on TV?
It's a great yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
don't know
don't
if it
know.
improved.
It didn't improve, but we're annoyed at night because we can't believe how bad the shows are right now. It's weird. It's like just in the past year, there's like nothing no good to watch on TV. And it's crazy because I keep seeing all these reboots. Like, did you see what was it I just saw this morning? It was something the Beverly Hills? No. True Beverly Hills. Remember that movie? With, Shelley
It's
Long? Is it Shelley Long that's in it?
True
With
Beverly Hills.
yeah, they're doing a reboot of that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"See, even everybody else is tired of all the not great writing out there.
Wow,
They're
that's a
reviving all these movies and shows." It's a sequel.
yeah. It's from 1989.
Yeah.
You were right, Shelley Long. Tori
Man, that
Spelling
was
is in it.
good. Yeah. Yeah, but we've kinda gotten to a point now where it's like, I don't even wanna turn the TV on at night anymore
I
because
know you don't.
it's annoying to try to, like, go through a million channels, and we end up watching Culinary Cup. We watch some bowling show.
Yo,
There's a
that bowling
golf
show is
show.
fire. I don't care what you say. That bowling show is absolutely
Oh
fire. Check it
gosh.
out on HBO. It is hilarious. And who knew bowling was this intense? Like the whole process of bowling is what I love
I
learning
know, it's
about that
funny.
stuff.
I do
So
too.
I think it's wild. Just like Full Swing, right? The golf
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see behind the scenes with the players. So I enjoy that type just and the Formula One show, Drive to Survive, another great kind of sports documentary.
Yeah, but it's
So
kinda funny that those are the shows that we watch now. Or,
because
I
we're
mean, we were
old.
watching we're not old well, we have seen a lot of TV in our lifetime.
Oh, COVID,
So, a lot of
definitely.
things just it takes a lot to keep our interest anymore.
Yes. And speaking of which, is that I know it's a pet peeve of mine, but I'm
Mhm.
guilty of it, is when we're talking and the other person's on their phone.
Uh, yeah. I feel like we're pretty good about that, not doing that.
Kids are really
Sometimes
bad
s
with that.
sometimes we both get on our phones at the same time, you know? Like, in the morning, we'll, like, check messages or whatever,
Well, there is a
but
pattern.
we're not talking to each other.
No, but that I feel like that's part of our morning rituals. Like we
Yeah,
did an
true.
evening ritual. We should probably do a morning ritual show. You get it.
Could we?
Absolutely. It'll be the highest rated episode. But yeah, I think everyone has a routine in the morning. I think patterns provide comfort, right? So, but I also get anxiety if I don't clear out my email in the morning because I get so much. I'm anxious. I don't
Okay.
know why.
I'm switching topics because you said patterns, and I'm throwing this out there. Routine. Sometimes we get really bored with a routine. We like routine. Like if we go travel somewhere and we eat a bunch of like eat out a lot, and then we're like, we can't wait to get back and eat our normal food. But at the same time, I get really bored with routine over an extended period of time, and then I'm like, especially at night, I'm like, I don't want to make dinner and eat and then get in bed, watch TV, and go to sleep. And I get kind of crazy and I'm like, I want to go upstairs and I want to like paint or, I want to be like crazy.
But you don't actually do any of those things.
No, I don't.
So what are we
It's in
talking
my head
about?
though. It's too much effort. I'm just kidding.
Like I
No, I
said, I
mean,
think
our days are pretty full.
yeah, but I think routine is good and bad. It's good and bad.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I eat the same thing every night. That's a routine, and it's kind of
You
annoying.
do. Yeah.
It's kind of annoying, but I don't like to put a lot of bad stuff in the body, so I don't know why
Right.
I
No,
shouldn't
I
say
get it.
that. I really do like eating a lot of bad things. I just can't
Mhm.
afford to eat those bad things because
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'll be 8,000 pounds, but and unhealthy and unhealthy. So yeah, I think we've uncovered some interesting discussions today.
Yes, we have.
I think we have. So I think in closing, we'll do a couple more episodes around some of the rituals that happen. We'll do a morning ritual show and
Ooh,
we'll keep rolling. We got some good nostalgia shows in the hopper. So we
yes.
got a lot of good stuff coming up. Make sure you continue to engage and let us know
Give
anything,
us your thoughts.
anything. So
Yes. All
um
right.
that's another episode of The Well in the books. I'm Drew.
And I'm Kat.
And
And this is the source of something greater.
is the source of something greater. The well, the source of something greater. Here.
That's right. Fill up, tank up with Kat and Drew.
That's
I feel
right.
like we need
So
like a little outro that's like, fill up with Kat and Drew, and we'll see you next time on The Well, the source of something greater.
there it is. We're gonna record it. That's the outro. Thank you, Catherine, for providing the outro. And now we need, we'll record the intro. We're becoming more professional in our
Mhm.
podcasting careers here. So
Yes.
would you like to do the outro again to officially
No,
close out the show?
sure. This is Kat,
This is Drew.
and we'll see you next time on The Well, the source of something greater.
Yeah, you couldn't remember.
I only did it once because I can't remember. But
And
yes,
on
we will
that
see you
note,
next time.
we will see you next time. Thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.